We interrupt what you're watching right now to bring you this exciting story.
It's the dust and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's some handwritten letters from home. It's some sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. It's red, white, and blue. Lay down, he's alive. It's red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, white, and blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, white, and blue, 40 stars and stripes. Mr. Red, white, and blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, white, and blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was a man of wheels when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home when all he wanted is Mr. Red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, white, and blue. All these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Stand on this line. Mr. Red, white, and blue. To pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. Marching line. Marching line. Hey. Hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. Welcome on this beautiful Wednesday. I got to tell you, the weather guy got it wrong. They said a 60% chance of rain. I got up, had my coffee, got my bagel, and I'm like, I better get the lawn mowed. I mean, it was pretty thick, so we got the lawn mowed today. We got some other odds and ends around the house outside done. We got it. But we got to talk about some stuff that's going on here in Harbor Creek, in my little neighborhood. We had a rash of not car break-ins, but people went over to the vehicles that weren't locked and help themselves to your goodies. So, no matter where you live, make sure you lock your front doors. I know it sucks. Make sure you lock your car doors. I know it sucks. Make sure you, lock your windows at night. We are in different times. We can't leave our front door open anymore. It doesn't work. So, we several of the neighbors didn't have their vehicles locked. Thanks to security cameras, we got a decent image of the guy. PSP came down, took a report, and we'll be on the lookout for this fine young gentleman that's helping himself to our goodies. It's real simple, boys and girls. Lock your vehicles, lock your doors, lock your windows. All that we've talked about this. I've always said, get yourself a Ring camera. They are worth their weight in gold. I don't make any money. I'm not a salesperson for the Ring company. There's a couple of them out there. I highly suggest it. Easy to install. Sometimes they cost you a couple bucks a month, but I'm telling you, it was nice to be able to snap a picture off our video camera, give it the trooper, and say, here's the best we got. He goes, we'll send him the video. But we have to be diligent. We have to be careful. We have to make sure that we are doing everything we can, because you got to remember, Harbor Creek's just a couple minutes out of Erie. I'm not saying that people in Harbor Creek aren't bad people. We've had bad people in Harbor Creek, but Erie's only a short drive out. So, lock your cars, lock your windows, lock your doors, get yourself some cameras. That way, when you put your head down on your pillow at night, you are good to go. Lance, April, Kim, Gwen, going down the list, looking at all the channels starting to light up. I love it. Facebook, we actually have people on Make Erie Great Again channel. I love that channel. It's starting to come to life. We're getting followers. I'm getting awards for putting stuff up there. We've got just a couple people on YouTube. We don't have anybody on X yet, but the channels are warming up. That's why we give a nice long intro to let people catch up. Well, T minus 6 days, and it's primary time. I know we talk a lot about politics here because it does affect all of us. And we are all motivated individuals that actually care about our community and get out and vote. So, the mail-in ballots have gone out and have returned. If you have one, make sure you get it in the mail within the next couple days, because remember, it's got to go all the way to Pittsburgh to go into Erie. So, again, you might, Joe, neighbor Joe coming in. Make sure you lock your truck there, Joe. We had a visitor last night about 4:00 in the morning when we're all sleepyheads. But yeah, make sure if you have a mail ballot, you haven't returned it yet, make sure you get it in. You can just go down to the courthouse. They have a secured mailbox. When I was on council, we made sure we put cameras on it. That way, if anybody's doing any shenanigans of dumping boxes of them in there, that's not going to happen. And just to give you a quick story on mail-in ballot boxes, the Democrat Party locally, it was again, Jimmy Wirtz was the chairman of the Democrat Party. He came up with a great idea, came to council and goes, I think we should have a drop box in every district. That's 7 districts. So we would have had to buy 6 boxes. And I said, well, Jim, here's the problem. Who's going to pay for them? Well, the taxpayers. Those boxes cost about $3,000 a piece. They're handmade, custom stainless steel, security, blah, blah, blah. We have to mount them. We have to put cameras on them. We have to have people go empty them. I said, is the Democrat Party going to pay for these? No. Here's just tax and spend Democrats. That's all they want to do is spend your tax dollars to make it easier to cheat. Speaking of cheating, look what the Democrats just did on the local, on the state side. They passed a, election reform. It was basically watered down bullshit. And of course, they don't require ID. The one thing that would stop them from cheating, they wouldn't put in there. That let's just go like this and hope it doesn't pass the Senate, because there is no voter ID requirement in the Democrat bill. I know. Everybody put your shock face on, take a selfie, post it, because, that's what they do best, and it's just ridiculous that we can't have voter. You got to have ID for everything today. Everything except the most important part of who we are as a republic, democracy. Remember, see, I put that first because there was like, we're a democracy. No, actually, we're not. We're a constitutional republic. Yeah. We got a couple of things to talk about. We got some videos. Brenda, just go ahead and slide. I usually kind of give it a little monologue because if Dave's going to call in, he usually calls in, boom, right off the get go. So I don't see a call from Dave. So it's a nice night out there. People are out there doing stuff. If we don't get, man, channels are lighting up. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Facebook, make Erie great. Yeah, all the channels are lit up except X. That's weird. Oh, I take that back. X is coming alive. It's a nice night, and that's okay. That's why we do the show the way we do the show, is that way we can do it live, we can do it raw, take your phone calls, watch your chats, see what's going on. Stan's there, I appreciate everything Stan's been doing to help. Jody, hi there. Thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, Wirtz is the worst. And then now he wants to run for county council. They want to stack the deck with their ultra liberal bullshit. Oh, pardon me. That way they can control and drive this county into the ground because everything they touch, because they've done such a great job in the city. Yeah, no, we have to say no. Enough's enough. And we've got it winning streak all of a sudden. And speaking of winning streaks, Brenda, you got some cool videos of us winning?
But here is the dilemma for Democrats. Their young people, their key constituency, not only don't like their own civilization, they like the wrong one. They actually think Hamas is a liberation movement. They chant for the Houthis. They're chanting, "We will honor our martyrs" at Yale. They're looking for love in all the wrong countries. Someone needs to tell the kids that America is not the society where women basically have no rights, where there's zero freedom of religion and where dissent is punishable by death. Our democracy may be on life support, but we still have elections. They don't. And yet at Coachella this year, when an Irish rap group projected onto screens, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine," got big applause. "Globalize the Intifada" is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems. At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, "This is not a symbol of freedom. This is." If the thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great, the Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party. Last election, it was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such, and now I fear that "we like the terrorists" is the new that. Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the party is with the young, and the young are with the terrorists. That's not good. So talk to your children and remind them you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas. All the shit you do all day, it was all made in America. Your smartphone, your Grubhub, your freedom to bitch about America, that's all American stuff. You tell your phone you want a milkshake and a guy brings it to your house. Please, you couldn't survive a week living in Intifadaville.
I mean, if you folks really follow Bill is a liberal Democrat, but he is the old school Democrat where that's this Hamas and Palestine bullshit doesn't fly because it is anti-American. They hate us. They want us. They want our president dead. They want us to just disappear so that way they can just run the streets and burn everything down. Well, that's great, but until it's time to pay the bills. So, this is huge to see the Democrat Party mouthpieces changing direction a little bit, trying to bring that gas gauge back to the center where it should be and not out there in left field. I mean, it's just look what the Democrats are doing to Senator Fetterman. They are actually eating their own because if you disagree with them, they come after you. It doesn't matter anymore if you're a Democrat or Republican. They can't browbeat us down. They know we're going to make a stand. We don't take their crap. And it's just one of those issues of now they're eating their own. And they're trying to push to get Fetterman kicked out. Or, one guy said, well, is there any way we can get him out like we can get the president out under Article 25 of the Constitution? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you, just because he disagrees with the whack job left, now they want to get rid of him. So the Democrat Party is in shambles. They literally just removed their Democrat chair leader. Oh God, what the hell's that name? The kid's name. Yeah, he just got elected. He was a kid. He survived a school shooting. Wasn't even there, but ran to the school and got in front of the camera. Hodge, I think his name's Hodge. They voted him in, and then they said, "Wait a minute, that was wrong." Because he didn't have the right check marks in the right boxes, meaning he was just another white. Yeah, David Hogg. Thank you. Appreciate that. They pushed their own out because he didn't have enough check marks. Well, I think he was just too crazy left. I mean, really, 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 really. Stan, your youth needs to be actually educated in how and why our country was founded. Oh, you mean like read the Constitution and actually understand where our forefathers came from and why they did what they did? I know the Revolutionary War was a very deep subject and there's a lot of factors, but I mean, come on, people, they went to war over the price of tea. And look what they do now. They tax every aspect of our lives, which is ridiculous. So the Democrats are in shambles. Their own party's eating their own. They brought David in. They got him out within, I don't know what, 3 months. Because he wasn't in the right category to be elected because he's a white guy. So we just sit back. I was talking to some people. I said, man, I just didn't get my nap today. They're like, what's the matter? I said, man, I am tired of all this winning. It is absolutely crazy tired. Now, I need a small favor. I flashed this once. I'll flash it again. I want you all to please, if you love the show as much as I and Brenda do, please go online and register. I'll give you an example, exactly what you have to say. That way it's all the same. Right there at the bottom, Boots on the Ground with Brian Shank podcast. It's radio personnel /show. I would really like to rattle the cages of the status quo of Erie woke radio. I'm not going to poke fun at the radio stations, but they have slipped left, and I get that. Stations we thought that were conservative are not. So we are really the only voice. There's another gentleman that does it also. But really, I mean, we're an up and coming, startup podcast / online chit chat. I don't even know what to call us anymore because we do the videos. Yeah. And now the city of Weary taxes water, your rainwater. I wish now they're going to try to figure out how to tax the air we breathe. I don't know. Wasn't that a song by the Beatles, by the way? Just saying. Great song. But yeah, Brenda, another video.
So it looks like the liberals are back to their regular scheduled program. And by that, I mean doing shit that absolutely nobody asked for. Now, here we have a statue that has recently been erected by none other than the Democratic Party. Now, how could you tell that this right here is a statue in representation of the Democrats? It's pretty simple. Besides the fact that it is a symbol of body positivity, women of color, and those sorts of things. It's also a statue of a completely random individual. No sort of history, no sort of substance. It is the NPC, the non-playable character of statues. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but a little while back, the very same party did this. Look at that right there. They eradicated statues of individuals who actually had some sort of significance. As a matter of fact, the very people who built this nation, imagine that. The individuals who built this country have their statues torn down, and in place of them, we have this random sassy chick.
Yeah, random sassy chick. While that video is playing, Kim called. I'll call her right back. We are on a delay, so sometimes when when things just get kind of mixed up on timing, and it's no big deal. I can hit redial. Watch. Boop.
Well, hello, Brian.
Well, sorry about that. I know we're on a delay, and I started a video, then you called. So yeah. So what's going on in Kim's world today?
Well, I'll tell you what, God has blessed us with a beautiful day. I'll tell you what, I just loving it.
I understand that. You what did you do today? You went downtown to Perry Square. What was going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Fraternal Order of Police put on a beautiful, beautiful ceremony in remembrance of all the officers that have given their lives in service to protect us. And it wasn't just the Erie Police. We had the Mill Creek Police there. We had the state police there. We had the Girard Police there. And not just that, but all of the parole officers. Sometimes people forget the big part that our parole officers play and the dangers that they go into when they have to go into somebody's house.
And they have a dangerous job. Trust me. I mean, parole agents get unfortunately unalived a lot, and that sucks.
Yeah,
So
but
it's nice that they acknowledge these men and women that do just as dangerous job.
yes, and Jason Morrell put on a beautiful ceremony. The mayor was there, said a few words.
Of
Jeremy
course.
was there from the DA's office. Our wonderful DA, Elizabeth, was there. Um, and then we had two people from Erie City Council show up, you know. And this woman got up to sing the national anthem, was doing a beautiful job. And I turn to my right and I see Kathy Schaaf from Erie City Council couldn't even put her hand on her heart. And it broke my heart, Brian, as a woman who's had family in law enforcement, sees what they go out and do, especially on the streets of Erie. When an officer goes out on a call, it's not just him, it's his entire family that's going out on that call with him.
Well,
And to not even give them that respect to those fallen officers that have given so much and not even be able to put her hand on her heart. Even Chunky Chuck put his hand on his heart.
really?
Yeah. And not only her, but other people who work for the city of Erie couldn't even put their hands on their heart. It 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 was disgusting.
Well,
Just disgusting.
I don't put anything past the Erie Dems anymore. I mean, they have turned into a party of nothing but hate. It's everywhere. I mean, they just absolutely are nasty, vicious, lash out, hate the police, defund the police. They remember a couple years ago, it was thanks to Barack Hussein Obama, basically put targets on our men and women in law enforcement, and it was open season. It was open
Yeah.
season. Yeah. Dave just was Chuck there. Chuck was there, wasn't he?
Chuck was there, Chunky Chuck was there,
Chucky Chuck.
and he actually did put his hand over his heart, which really surprised me. He was probably afraid that my camera might actually take a picture of him. So, he made sure he put his hand on his heart. Jasmine Flores was not there, of course, and I actually passed her going down 18th Street. She flipped me the bird, so she must think I'm number one.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
so
no problem with
progressive.
that.
That's
It
so
was so nice of her to take the time to acknowledge me.
Yeah, that's so progressive of the left to flip you off. I mean, because she knows she's in political hot water. We've kept her feet to the fire. We are going to keep pushing it. She's not going to make it out of the primary. And
It just shows how classless she is.
well, I understand that, but then she yells at us, "We need to be educated." Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Whenever I lost to Drexel, do I flip him off going down the road? No, I wave and smile at him because that just irritates the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Faust. I beat Kyle Faust fair and square. I see him all the time. He used to live right around the corner from me, for God's sake.
Yeah, but Mayor Joe came over. Hey Kim, it's nice to see you and everything.
Good.
So like I said, the old school Democrats, they are actually turning into the new red.
I agree with you. Well, because if you look at John F. Kennedy and that generation of Democrats, they're technically Republicans now, technically speaking, because the left has gone so far left, they don't even exist anymore, except for like your Ed Baczynskis and Spoon and those guys, those
Yeah.
old school guys. But they're a dying breed, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I throw a lot of I like San Flippo. I wish her all the luck. I think it's going to go to Brzezinski because he's just that old school Democrat, longtime Erie guy, knows everybody, and I think it's going to go his way.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't because we don't want that empty city council seat, because the new mayor will put somebody on that seat. It's not done the way us
And
county
that'll be
council's
Chucky.
done.
That'll be Chucky.
Yeah, and we're hoping not. Well, I don't know because the mayor ain't too happy with Chucky right now.
Yeah.
But
Why?
hopefully not.
If he doesn't get his,
I'm hoping it's Brooke.
yeah, if he doesn't get his way, he'll just call you names online and throw rocks at you.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he didn't throw any rocks at me today, probably because I was surrounded by all those wonderful policemen.
Yeah, that
But
gave you. Yeah, don't forget that gave you their endorsement. So yeah, you've got friends on Erie PD.
Yeah, and Jeremy Markham was there today. Campanelli wanted to come up. Hey Kim, how are you and everything? Blah blah blah. And I got to talk to you about this guy running against me. I go, don't go there. Just don't go there.
Oh really? He's a Republican. Why would Campanelli? Campanelli knows. He's not used to people pushing against him. I pushed against him, and then now they got a guy that's pushing against them, and they just think that they're a shoe-in for these jobs. And I think he's got another thing coming, just like the song says.
Oh yeah, he's worried. He's very worried. He's like, this is a disgruntled employee. I go, well, maybe you should look at how you treat your employees, and they wouldn't be so disgruntled.
You wouldn't believe the complaints I heard when I was running for sheriff. How many people complained to me? They said, Brian, just don't use my name. I said, man, I don't kiss and tell.
No. And I feel very good about Jeremy's race. So myself, Jeremy, and Matt were down there, to represent. And I'll tell you what, it just felt good, going up to all these guys, thanking them. So, it's police week, guys. If you see a policeman out there, take a couple minutes, say, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Because in the words of Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, when you're in trouble, who else are you going to call? Call a crackhead.
Well, I hope someone's writing this stuff down because when he passes away, I'm not wishing ill on him anyway. I just hope his words and it will last forever. But
yeah. I think they will. I think they will. I found a couple of videos. But on the bright side, guys and girls, Brian and myself and a couple other of us, we just love Maria Batista. We love Joshua Prince. And everybody, if you're not doing anything Saturday, the weather's supposed to be beautiful.
Yay.
And we will be down in Harbor Creek, for the big truck event and listening to the tunes of our favorite DJ, which by the way, I have voted on every morning like a ritual when I get up first thing. And Maria Batista will be here.
Yay.
So anybody that wants to meet Maria Batista, let me tell you, she's a wonderful person. Inside, beautiful inside as well as outside, and she will be at the big truck event.
And I hope she doesn't stand behind a tractor trailer because we'd miss her because she'd just disappear behind those big truck tires.
Right. Well, Tim Kuzma's got to go out of town, so Rachel Farmer will be there with his vehicle, with the big Maria sign on it, and we will be there passing stuff out for Maria and for Josh, so. Please, please, please come out. We would appreciate it if you miss her there. She will be going to the Northeast Gun Store. Then we'll be going over to Presque Isle Gun Store, and then we'll end up at Sarah's. And I believe you said you would be able to come with us, Brian.
No, actually, I have to work Saturday night. A gig came up I had to take, so I will have to do the show, and then I will have to kind of put my stuff away and go to
Right.
work.
Well,
Unfortunately,
that's okay.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to meet any of the candidates, there is an event going on Sunday at Holy Trinity. Brian and myself will be there. It's $15. It's a Meet the Candidates event. And for $15, it's all you can eat and drink. I think they said they have wings and hot dogs and that type of thing. So you're more than welcome. It's Holy Trinity over on Reed and Brian, I believe you've been there before.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Holy
But,
Trinity, Google it up, you'll find it.
Yeah, and I'll try and remember to put the flyer on my Facebook. But that's what's going on. And then we are still looking for poll greeters. So anybody that wants to be a poll greeter, all the candidates would appreciate it. You can get, if you're out Northeast, get a hold of Leanne Orton. If you're in Harbor Creek, get a hold of Brian. If you're in the city, we've got plenty of city candidates you can get a hold of. And if you're out in the county, get a hold of Nate Ribner. We're all going to coordinate. We're going to all work together as a big group and let us know. And we'd be happy to accept any help, even if it's just for a couple hours, maybe in the morning and then in the afternoon and then at dinner time and after, because, having a poll greeter there makes all the difference in the world. And with that, I'm going to let you all go.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy your evening. And don't forget to get on there and nominate my best buddy, Brian. I really will appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
I
Bye-bye.
appreciate your time, Kim. Thanks for calling in. She gives us a boots on the ground report from the city of Erie. And, that's what we need to do is stay connected, because the folks in East County don't know what the folks in West County and South County and blah, 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 blah. And speaking of South County, a guy that never gets enough credit, never gets enough airtime or play. He is a guy that, walks quietly and carries a big stick. Councilman Charlie Bale, he's out in District 6. He ran last time against Scott Rastatter, Republican. Charlie won. Now Charlie's up for re-election. He is running again, and he has Scott Rastatter running against him again. But I'm going to put my money behind Charlie. He's done well on county council. He and I, when I was a chairman, we always didn't agree, but we were able to kind of work it in and find a happy medium, and where we walked away happy. And then again, that's Army Strong. He wanted to come on the show, but he's a super busy guy. Not putting his business out there, but he told me he's down south. So, but I just wanted to throw some love his way for you folks in District 6, out in Charlie Bale's neck of the woods. Don't forget Charlie in the primary. He is being primaried. So that is, Charlie Bale's against Scott Rastatter. Scott Rastatter, decent guy, business guy. I didn't agree with his some of his antics on county council. So when Charlie came on board, it was a breath of fresh air, because Charlie's a little more conservative, a little more quiet. Again, he is an Army veteran, retired state trooper. Trust me, he has an even keel. So he's good under pressure. And so, yeah, we're going to throw our support behind Charlie. I told him I'd throw an ad up for him tonight, because we're getting really, really close. We'll come back again on Sunday afternoon, and just kind of maybe we'll do a Wednesday night show just to kind of just brush up on our votings for Tuesday, because it's important. There's a lot people go, oh, there's just nobody really fun to vote for. Listen, the future of our judges are in the balance here, boys and girls. Yeah, we might do a show Monday night, because elections are Tuesday. The host Monday. Hey, we'll do Sunday, Monday. We'll do some quick ones. Those, we put the big show together and it's great. We get a lot of traction. I'll throw up a Facebook Live and I'll get 1,000 hits within an hour. I don't understand how this all works, but maybe we'll talk about it. Hi, Brad. Thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate it. So yeah, hard to believe that Chucky was there. He's not a big fan of the police. Well, trust me, they have to coexist. the FOP has to work with these people, and they did not. I don't know if Chucky went up for an endorsement. He didn't get an endorsement. So that tells you a lot, because Chuck's been after the whole defund the police. Go back a few years, and again, of course, he loves the fire department, and of course, the fire department loves him because they gave Chucky their endorsement. Brenda, you got a video
Breaking
for
news,
us?
Trump's Saudi arrival wasn't just a visit, it was a royal coronation. Forget diplomacy. Trump just landed in Saudi Arabia, and this was no ordinary visit. 6 Saudi F-15 fighter jets, 3 on each side, escorted Air Force One. This wasn't protection, it was submission. When's the last time any U.S. leader got treated like this? Dan Scavino shared mid-air footage. Thanks for having Trump's back. But this wasn't protection, it was a salute. Trump didn't travel solo. He brought the power squad: Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sam Altman. They came for oil, tech, and influence. At the tarmac, Crown Prince MBS waited with lavender carpet, coffee ceremony, royal treatment. Forget G7. This was Game of Thrones with Trump calling the shots. Saudi Arabia, covered in American flags. Billboards flaunting Disney's Abu Dhabi. This isn't diplomacy, it's domination. And this is just day one. Next stop, Qatar. Then the UAE. A 3-nation tour to rebuild America's influence with foreign dollars. Could this be the soft launch for 2024? When Trump speaks, the world listens, presidents pick up, billionaires fly out, kingdoms bow. What's your take? Is this diplomacy or a flex of royal power? Tag someone who thinks 2024 is just another election. The king is back, and the world's watching. World map.
We believe in peace through strength. You have to have the strength. I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America, and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. We had 52 days of thunder and lightning on the Houthis in Yemen like they've never seen before. This was a swift, ferocious, decisive, and extremely successful use of military force. So we hit them hard, we got what we came for, and then we got out. The gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits. The birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
Talk about a big win. Eggs prices are down. The price of barrel oil has been dropping. The gasoline at the pumps is dropping. They were taught. I was reading a report that the hey Mark, that the price of groceries have come down, and the cost of living has come down. And we've only been doing this 100 and some days, and it took the Biden administration. You won't be home at 3:00 on Sunday. Oh, that's right. I'll be busy. We'll talk. So yeah, it's just there's a lot going on, and this is part of their plan to make America great again. And the Democrats are absolutely coming unglued. And that's why I love to throw this little graphic up here. Now at a 21% approval. You're now at a 21% approval. Well, Trump's only at a 49%. Well, you guys are at a 21%. I'll take it. And once the economy starts slipping up, slipping back and getting where it's supposed to be, and all these all these cuts that they're making will start showing up on ledgers and the budget. People will start going, okay, all right. It was a painful pill. We've got the Chinese thing under wraps. Uh, the tariffs, the economy is gonna do better. I mean, it's just a quick adjustment. I've been watching. I don't watch the stock market. It's just not my thing. I'm just not that numbers guy that gets off on that. I'm not a numbers geek like a lot of guys in other in the room here. But yeah. Jody, gas in Conneaut, Ohio was $2.99 last week. Same day in Erie was $3.45. Well, yeah, Erie always zaps us. The gasoline stations zap us hard. Now you got to remember Ohio versus Pennsylvania. There's also a difference in the gas tax. We can thank our government for that. Like, well, that was that was from a Republican. Well, you know what? No one changed it. Howdy, sir.
Well, good afternoon.
How you doing?
Or good evening. I guess it's evening now.
The sun's still I can see through the crack in the curtains here, and the sun's still kind of up-ish, so it's confusing.
Yeah. Sort of like the election.
So how is the Lower East Side doing you tonight?
Well, the videos are coming in hot and heavy every day, every night, just about to come up with something else going on over. Not for the good either.
Yeah, I love your videos. There was one I wanted to play, but Brendan, I sat down and we will play it another day because we were just stacked with so much stuff with the big win with Trump overseas and making the deals.
Yeah. I took a ride by Chucky's the other day, and he's got a lot of signs up in front of his crib.
Of course.
But about 2-3 doors up from there, it's a fairly oversized Ed Brzezinski sign. And just looking at it, it sort of looks to me like it's like a slam. It's like somebody that I don't think might not get along with Chuck in the neighborhood is what it seems like to me, being that oversized sign.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I talked to a lot of people in the city of Erie, being on county council, being the chairman, and met a lot of nice people. There's a lot of great, hardworking people that are Democrats in the city. People like Brian, you beat up the Democrats pretty hard. Well, they make it kind of easy. Chuck is not as popular as he thinks he is. I mean, that is the gospel. And I'm not just being because I don't particularly like him or his antics. This is what people are telling me. They're like, he's not making it out of the primary. And I'm like, I already know that. I mean, he's making it easy.
Yeah, that'll be something if that happens. And then you'll get, well, if Eddie wins, then that's going to open up a council seat. And then you know what that means, don't you?
He'll probably end back up on council.
Either that, probably be him again. Because it won't be my girl, Fist Up Flores, or not Fist Up Flores, Fist Up Faulkner.
Oh, Miss Faulkner. Yeah, they threw her out of there fast.
Yeah, she got the big job now, see?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
she picked up that big job, so she won't be in the council.
Yeah, I remember her first day on council. She's in the back, the back row with her fists in the air. I'm like, wow.
First council meeting.
Yeah, first council meeting when they opened up, there she is with the fist in the air. Yeah, that's a real statement. And you wonder why he didn't keep that job for very long. But yeah, so I mean, it was just an issue. I know I was at WebTech. They asked me to come speak at a rally when they were on strike. I was the only Republican invited because I do care about the union guys. I was a union guy, and I'm a legacy. My dad worked there. Those two walked right by me and didn't even say a word. So yeah, but we have to get educated because we're racist and Klans members.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. They wouldn't even. I'm sitting up front, and they wouldn't even acknowledge I even existed. I didn't expect a big wet sloppy kiss or anything, but wow, How about
Ooh, well, you'd have to take some alcohol with you for that, or some
well, I had hand
or to
sanitizer.
wash it out with
Yeah, yeah.
all.
No, I agree, but no, I mean that's about the Erie politics thing, and that's why Jasmine's not going to make it out of the. She's not going to make it out of the primary this year. She has shot herself in the foot several times, over and over again, and she just drills down on it and says, "Well, I was kind of wrong. I'm sorry." Nope, it's my right. It's my right to say what I say too. There,
Yeah,
youngster.
well, I sure hope she doesn't.
It's up to you guys. I mean, all I
but
can do is give you the ammunition. You guys got to do what you got to do.
yeah, well, I'm going to do what I got to do. I know that.
The power of the pen is mightier than the sword, sir.
Yeah, but trouble is, there's a lot of, you know how the city votes with all these, a lot of goofballs in this town.
Yeah, and the goofballs are organized, and then you got the king poobah of goofballs, Sam Tallarico at the helm.
Oh,
Yeah, wow. So yeah, I get that. I mean, we've been down the street a bunch of times with him. I get it. He was so unprofessional at council meetings and so unprofessional at board of election meeting. He just demanded I resign. Demanded I resign from the board of elections. I hadn't announced that I was running for sheriff. There was, it was out there, but I didn't officially announce. I didn't submit any paperwork. And he stood there spitting all over the table, screaming that I demand you have to do the right thing. You're not my dad. I don't listen to you, buddy. Just saying. So yeah, I could care less about Sam Tallarico. I mean, I really do. Whatever. You guys voted him in. Whatever their vice chair, Christy Knebis, she's a whack job too. So it's just Whew.
yeah. All right, I'm going to get off. I don't have much else to report.
Thank you for your time, sir. We appreciate your update from the Lower East
It's getting
Side.
better down here in the Renaissance District.
And your signs have been untouched. I drove by the other day. I was like shocked.
I'm shocked myself. They've been up there for a few weeks, other than that one girl that messed with them 3 times in a row. But other than that,
she kicked poor Leanna Orton's sign. Mrs. Orton's got a nice big heart, and she kicked her sign.
Yeah,
Again,
well,
it's
I actually like to see her come and try to pull that sign out, if you know what I mean.
I know you have it well secured, sir.
Yes, I do.
Because you're a big, strong guy that goes to the gym. You probably jam that thing in there 3 feet.
Yeah, right. So if she's gonna pull it up, she's gonna have to really yank on it, and that'll be a sight to see if that happens.
I understand, sir. I appreciate your call, my friend.
You got it. All right, have a good one.
All right.
All right, bye.
Yeah, Dave, report from the Lower East Side. Always appreciate his time, because he's like, I love your show, Brian, but that 9 o'clock start time, that's past my bedtime. Okay, so we talked about it. That's why we moved it to 8. Get the kiddies to bed. We're all getting a little older, so yeah, we'll do the show a little earlier. So, Brendan, you got a video for us, please?
I was on the ticket, I would argue, because we did a lot of amazing progressive things in Minnesota that improved people's lives. But I also was on the ticket, quite honestly, because I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their truck, doing that I could put them at ease. That was the permission structure to say, look, you can do this and vote for this. And you look across those swing states, with the exception of Minnesota, we didn't get enough of those. I knew I was.
Code talk to white guys. What the hell does that even mean? I can't even dumb down what that code talk to white guys. Does anybody know what that means? I'm absolutely. I've watched that video several times. Code talk to white guys. I just can't make it up, and I get it. And I'm a veteran. I'm a command. No, that's stolen valor, buddy. You better just shut your pie hole and go away. And he did go away. But I saw that video and absolutely spit my coffee out. I can code talk to white guys. That's how touched these people are in his wonderful state. He lost his own state. That's what's funny. That is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, like I said, there's just so much going on. We're going to kind of keep it kind of keep it simple tonight. Like I said, Kim reminded me I won't be home on Sunday, so we will do a show Monday, pre-election. Well, you can call in and tell us if you've already voted, who you voted for, if you want. Call in with your predictions. So we'll do Monday night at 8 o'clock, and we'll go from there. I'll post it up this weekend, but thanks for reminding me, Kim. We won't be there Sunday, so yeah, a lot of things to talk about. Co-talk bike, guys. I know that still cracks me up. Brendan, another video, please.
This is Dean Pepicello. I want to introduce you to my friend, Harry Morgan.
Thanks, Dean. My name is Harry Morgan, and I'm running for Mill Creek Township Supervisor. My friend Dean here is a supervisor in Harbor Creek. He knows how important this race is. Mill Creek right now is in trouble. Between all the real estate acquisitions and deferred maintenance to our infrastructure, I'm running because I want to put us back on the right track. I'm pro first responder, pro education, pro balanced budget. I would appreciate your support on May 20th. Learn more at harryforsupervisor.com.
Paid for by Friends of Harry Morgan.
Yeah, that's going to be a really close race out there in Mill Creek. You got two very strong Republicans going after each other. I think Harry's going to pull it out. It's going to be tight. I mean, it's really going to be tight. Dan has been out there, sitting out there for quite a while. He's got the infrastructure. He's got the friends, and he rubs elbows with everybody. But he's also pissed off a lot of people over this land deal. And now they're trying to commit political suicide playing with purchasing the Zemzem building. I mean, I get it. They're trying to be like Dean and all the cool kids out here in Harbor Creek, but they're going about it the wrong way. I mean, they really are doing it ass backwards, just like that debacle on West 8th Street. Debacle, bad. The guys out and gals out there, you're going to be paying that for a long, long time. So it's nice to see Dean kind of throw his hat into the ring and kind of help Harry out. I mean, you go out there, you go out to Mill Creek, I don't even see a Dan sign anywhere. I just see Harry signs like everywhere. So, I mean, it's just, I really got a good feeling with Harry. I've talked to him a bunch of times. He's got his head screwed on straight, local business guy, nice family guy. His wife, I met her and talked to her several times. He's doing all the right things. And they had a debate. They had a debate for the two Republicans. Would you guess who didn't show up? Type in your answers, and we'll see how right you people are. No, it's a little delayed, so I'll give you a second. I'll get a drink while you guys type in your answer. Who do you think didn't show up to the debate between the two Republicans? Well, I'll help you out. Dan didn't show. I don't know if it was a scheduling issue. I don't know. He was scared. But to me, it's just like when we had our debate scheduled up at Penn State Barron through Dr. Ford of Penn State Barron with Drexel, and he didn't show. And then when we called him out on it, oh, yeah, I didn't get that information. And no, that's a lie. Because, I mean, Dr. Ford showed me the email where Drexel emailed Ford to check the validity, and he said, "Oh, absolutely, this is a legitimate thing. I had the news there. I had everybody there. We had the questions. The couple of the students up at Penn State Barron put the questions together. He didn't show. And that's what happened out in Mill Creek. Dan didn't show. No excuse. I didn't see anything posted on social media. I watched Harry's part of it. So they just had a one-sided conversation. And that's like what happened when, Pretzel didn't show up is, it was supposed to be between the two of us so that we just had a question and answer between Kim and myself. And it worked out really well. Any numbers for you guys? Two great guys. Oh, running for us. Oh, I get that. Any numbers? Yeah. Any numbers? Got two great candidates running up there. We've talked about these guys. I mean, if that was going to be a nail biter up there in Summit, we got Mike Pace, great guy. I met him. I helped him with his campaign when he ran for state rep. And then of course, Mark Sleppy, these guys, they know each other. I mean, let's face it. Summit is not that big of a place. It's really not. So everybody's going to know everybody, and we're gonna watch that one. That's going to be a nail biter. It really is. It's going to be a nail biter. And Brenda, are you doing that? The blinky blinky?
Yes, I was.
Oh, see, the way Restream works is I have, if you look on the camera, you can see everything here. You can see all the features I have. Well, Brenda has the same features back in the command center, so she can pull up pictures and do whatever she wants to. So, it's definitely a team effort. So, what other videos you got for us?
A recent Facebook post from Erie City Council's president made for a rowdy scene at tonight's meeting.
Tyler Gallagher was there at City Hall. He joins us now here in the studio with much more on what was said. Tyler.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Dozens of Trump supporters filled City Council chambers tonight, calling for Council President Jasmine Flores to resign. On October 28th, City Council President Jasmine Flores made a post on her personal Facebook page accusing 90% of Trump supporters of being racist, even comparing them to the KKK. And many local Trump supporters took offense to that comment.
I just think it's disgusting because when she is calling people who wear red hats the KKK without actually getting to know us, without taking the time to talk to us and understand our positions, it's actually racism.
After the City Council president made some comments on Facebook comparing Trump supporters to the KKK, dozens of supporters came out to the City Council meeting tonight in their red hats, and some even wearing shirts that say red hats, not white hoods.
Well, what this is showing that, yeah, we're wearing red hats, but we are not members of the KKK. It's okay to think what you want to think and to post what you want to post, but when you're an elected county official or a city official, you're held to a much higher standard. Some
Trump supporters in attendance took to the podium for some passionate remarks for the council president, calling for her resignation. And even after public comment wrapped up, some attendees got into an altercation with security needing to get involved. But Flores stands by her Facebook comments, saying she will not be resigning from her position.
I stand by what I said. You see something, you say something. If I made them uncomfortable because of what I said, maybe you need to readdress how you guys are approaching the community at large. The City of Erie voters elected me at large within city limits, and I will not disrespect them by leaving my seat. I will be running for re-election.
And Council President Flores.
I just love playing that video. I know, it's repetitive and I get that, but we just want to keep hammering it and hammering it and hammering it because the people of the city of Erie deserve better. You really do. The majority of the folks that live in the city of Erie are hardworking. They pay their taxes. They get dinged with more and more fees every time we turn around. You guys deserve better. You really do. I mean, there are 4 Republicans running. Like President Trump said, what do you got to lose? The city of Erie has been declining for the last 40 years plus, and we can do better. I mean, we have the list. We've been making sure that we run this list. I run it all over social media. I run it on the show of all the list of everybody that's running in Erie. And Erie County. There's the county races. Of course, we don't have the judges up there, but we're going to give them a fair minute. So if you don't know this, take a picture of it, write it down, take it with you. And that's like I've put sample ballots up on how to do that. The Republican Party locally put up some ballots. They did not commit anybody to the judge races. They didn't. They refused. So I basically took it upon myself to just screenshot theirs, and Brenda was able to put the matching red dots, and it made it look like, but I did cut off it's from the Republican Party. I didn't want them to say, well, you guys are falsifying stuff and saying Republican Party endorsed these people. We didn't. No, actually, all I did was I screenshot your ballot, which is came from the county website. They put their name on top of it. I cut it off and I filled in the little red dots, for Josh and Maria. They did put Miss Orton's name on that because there's nobody running on the Republican side. So that was nice that they did kind of like officially acknowledge Leanne, and that's fine. I would have just filled it out anyway. So I had the guys from Crawford County, a couple groups, veterans down there. We share a lot of information, and they sent me a sample ballot from their neck of the woods. Well, basically, it doesn't do me any good because it's Crawford County, but the judges do, and we all talked about it in our little group, and we agreed on supporting Josh and Maria. I don't care what the state says and who they acknowledge. I have my opinion and I have my feelings, and I have those feelings for a reason on those two great candidates. The one female, I don't even remember her name. Someone want to type it in for me? I'll give her a shout out. She's never, to the best of my knowledge, she's not even been to Erie. The other gentleman, he's been to Erie. He's from Erie, but I've only seen him in Erie twice, 2 events. And all the events I try to go to and rub elbows with everybody and get everybody going there. So it's just one of those things. I don't even know who these people are, other than the Republican GOP says that's who we're going to endorse. I don't care. I'm not endorsing them. I'm not promoting them. I'm not putting them on my show. If they want to call in, they can call in. I'm not begging them. And that's the way it goes. So, Brenda, I think you got a couple of videos on deck. And once we're done with those, I think we'll bring this thing in for landing.
The last video I have is from Ubering today.
Oh, now, do you want to set this up or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
Okay. Now, Brenda's an Uber driver, and she loves her job. She's out and about. She meets a lot of great people. Like 99.5% of the people, the customers are very appreciative. That she gets up early and goes out and gets them to school and to work and wherever they got to go. And just as you think you've seen everything as an Uber driver in Erie, this is what she saw today. So I hope we can see it because
Oh my goodness!
Watch the car pulling out of Country Fair.
Around with the gas thing on it, the whole hose. They just pulled out of here. So I wonder which one they pulled the hose out of, and they probably don't even realize it.
It's nice to have cameras where we can do.
Yeah, the whole hose is hanging from their car.
Right inside of the vehicle. She's beeping her horn.
What are they even?
Now watch this lady take off like a minute. Watch her backside.
Wow. I don't even know what to think.
Watch her take off like a minute.
How was it that? How did they even? Oh my god! They must have forgotten to take it out.
Yep. But you would have thought that you would feel it.
Yeah, right? She's a woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. I thought I'd seen everything in my 10 years of driving for Uber, but that's the first time I've ever seen that.
I mean, I don't know anything about gas pumps, but I'm assuming it takes a little bit of force to rip that hose, or they're designed to rip off. How do you drive down the road? Oh, that's right. She's on the phone, not paying attention and driving like a bat out of hell to go wherever she's going.
And I will also say the customer that I picked up from Erie Insurance. She was an employee at Erie Insurance. And before I dropped her off, she was like, yep, any damage from that is not going to be covered.
And it's right from an Erie Insurance employee. Go, yeah, that's not covered. And then Brenda called back to Country Fair and said, you might want to go check out your gas pumps. You might be missing a hose because a lady just pulled out of your store with a hose stuck in the gas thing. That's got to make some kind of noise, but she was on the phone, not paying attention. So other than that, I think we're go ahead and bring this thing for a landing. It's 9:00. We had a good solid hour, great calls, great conversations. We won't be here on Sunday. We will be here on Monday. I will put a post up to remind everybody. And of course, this show is recorded. So there won't be a show on Sunday. There will be one on Monday. And we will do a kind of like a political wrap up for the primary folks that are really, really needing our support. We still need people for Josh and everybody to go out and work the polls. I've got handouts. I've got T-shirts. I've had a couple people take some handouts and T-shirts, but we need some more people. This is just as important as the presidential race, because we have the ability to change the direction of Pennsylvania by changing the directions of these judges. It's just like it's not play this for the primaries, but when we come back after the primaries, there's called the no campaign. We're pushing for everyone just to vote no on keeping these judges. We got a whole list of judges. I thought I had them quickly, but I must have taken them down on just say no campaign. But it's all good. Brenda, would you like to put out the outro video, please?
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA! From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
tonight. We appreciate it. Great evening, great conversation, great text messages. Of course, our standard boots on the ground reporting from Kim and Dave. We appreciate their input. That's awesome. So it makes this show all about. We have another channel on Facebook, Make Erie Great Again. It's picking up some steam. So if you see some chatter with that it's just moi. Let's get out there and vote. Let's get out there and vote. And what was the third thing I want to remind you to do? Oh, yeah, that's right. Get out and vote. Again, a special thank you to my lovely wife for keeping all this together, putting the videos together, and hearing a lot of rattles when a video won't download because, it's restreaming. They're touchy on the type of videos they'll take. But again, we are on third base. We are running for home, and we're considering the slide because we're less than a week away, and we got to do a lot of things. Here's my QR code. If you scan that, that'll take you to my link tree. That'll take you to all my channels with all the shows on there. If you still need to register to vote in the fall or change your party affiliation, you can do that with this QR code. Takes a link tree. The very, very top of it is the get registered. And other than that, I appreciate your time. Okay, that way. Everything's backwards. So when I want to go lean left, I got to lean right. And I haven't figured that out yet. Thank you all for coming out. We will see you Monday night for a election wrap up. And then we'll take some calls and kind of feel the pulse of what you guys are thinking about. Again, Shank out.